The Honest Woodcutter and the Three Axes. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled near a deep green forest, lived a woodcutter named Silas. He was a very hard-working man who lived a simple life. Every morning, Silas woke up early, took his old iron axe, and headed into the woods to gather timber to sell at the market. One sunny afternoon, Silas found a sturdy tree growing right at the edge of a wide, sparkling river. This will make excellent firewood, Silas thought. He spat on his hands, gripped his axe tightly, and began to chop. The sound of his rhythmic thwack, thwack, thwack echoed across the rushing water. Suddenly, Silas's hands slipped. The axe flew out of his grip and sailed through the air with a loud splash. It sank deep into the swirling blue water. Silas gasped and ran to the riverbank, but the water was far too deep, and the current was much too strong for him to swim down and find it. Silas sat down on a mossy rock and began to cry. "Oh, what will I do?" he sobbed. "That was my only axe. Without it, I cannot work, and I will have no money to buy food for my family." He felt very hopeless as he watched the water flow by, carrying his livelihood away. Suddenly, the water began to bubble and glow with a soft, blue light. From the center of the river, a tall, majestic figure rose into the air. It was Varun, the spirit of the river. His hair was like flowing foam, and his robes looked as though they were woven from the waves themselves. Varun looked at the crying woodcutter with kind eyes. "Why are you weeping, Silas?" Varun asked, in a voice that sounded like a trickling stream. Silas explained his story. Varun nodded and dove back into the water. When he emerged, he was holding a magnificent axe made of pure, shining gold. "Is this the axe you lost?" Varun asked, holding it out. Silas looked at the beautiful gold axe, but he was an honest man. "No, great spirit," he replied. "That is not mine. My axe was just old iron." Varun smiled and dove into the water once more. A moment later, he rose again, this time holding a shimmering axe made of solid silver that sparkled like the moon. Varun showed the silver axe to Silas. "Is this one yours?" he asked. Again, Silas shook his head. "No," he said honestly. "That axe is much too beautiful to be mine. My axe was plain and dark." Varun was impressed by the man's truthfulness. He dove into the river for the third time. When Varun appeared again, he was holding Silas's old, rusty iron axe. The wooden handle was worn and the blade was notched, but as soon as Silas saw it, he gave a shout of joy. "Yes, that is it," Silas cried, jumping up and down. "That is my axe. Thank you, great spirit." Varun stepped onto the shore. "Silas," he said, "you are a man of great honesty because you did not try to claim what was not yours. I want you to have all three." Silas was amazed. He returned home that day with his iron axe, the silver axe, and the golden axe, and he and his family never went hungry again.